So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perspective of astrology video. And today, what I want to talk about is Jupiter, reading a chart from Jupiter. And the reason why I'm kind of showing this here, because what I'm going to be doing is actually showing on my KRS vlogs of 2022 horoscope from the perspective of Jupiter. See, the beauty of astrology is you don't just have to be stuck with the ascendant, reading a chart from the ascendant. You don't have to be stuck from reading a chart from the moon. You don't have to be stuck reading a chart from the sun, because these are the most three primary charts that have been given by Maharishi Parashara to read the chart from. Okay? One is the karma, mind, and the soul. But the thing is, you can read the chart from any planet. You should read the chart from any planet, because it'll show you how things manifest from the energy and that perspective of that planet. You can make Venus the ascendant, read the chart from there. You can make Saturn the ascendant, read the chart from there, because it will have a specific purpose as to why you're reading a chart from that particular planet. Like if you make Venus the ascendant and read the chart from there, it'll show how things manifest through spouse, through marriage, through unionship. Just like that, making Jupiter the ascendant and reading the chart from it actually is very, very important. Making Jupiter the ascendant shows truly the manifestation of karmas. The manifestation of karmas happen from Jupiter. Why? It's a very simple concept. Nothing complicated. Jupiter is a Jeeva Karka. Jupiter is able to give life, throw life into something. And because Jupiter is a Jeeva Karka, when you make Jupiter the ascendant, you can see why and how something will get life, how and why something will get manifested in a chart. So just like that, I made a video on KRS vlogs of 2022 horoscope using, the January 1st, 2022 chart. And I explained a lot of things from there. Then obviously I told the students there that I'm going to be making a chart with Jupiter. Meaning that I'm going to make Jupiter the ascendant and show what is going to be getting life and how. So if something is showing something will happen, let's say with the housing market, what is the initial spark as to why? And what are the things that you will see becoming alive from Jupiter? So for example, if you, let's say, put Jupiter in the ascendant in Aquarius for 2022, at least until May. But the thing is that moment that the chart or the planetary alignments enter 2022, that moment becomes the birth chart of that particular whole year for the world, regardless of if planets are changing signs or not. It becomes that manifestation all throughout. Because like we are born, you could be born on a birthday where Jupiter is at 29.6 degrees. But within a few days, it would have changed to a completely different sign. Does that mean we read your chart from that sign? Well, that's a different concept of progression. But your chart is your chart, that moment of birth. So from, let's say, Jupiter in Aquarius, and of course, because we're putting Jupiter in the ascendant, everybody will have Jupiter in the ascendant. The Jupiter in the ascendant energy, we already know what Jupiter in a particular sign does. But what we want to do is what the other planets are doing from that perspective. So for example, 10th from Jupiter. Okay, look, a dog just barked. That means there's something very important with 10th from Jupiter regarding the chart that I'm going to be explaining, because 10th from Jupiter is the sign of Scorpio. This is where Mars, Ketu, Moon are going to be in Scorpio in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. And 10th house naturally represents government, the authority, the king. And Jyeshtha represents bloodbath and war. Jyeshtha represents major conflict and victory through the conflict. And because Mars, Ketu, Moon are in the water sign, there's definitely going to be a situation related to submarines. Scorpio is submarines. See, Pisces will represent ship on the surface. Submarines are Scorpio. So especially either 10th month or 10th day, from this manifestation of a chart, there could be a battle of submarines. At the same time, Mars and Ketu, naturally, besides representing army, represent land as well. Okay? It's in Scorpio. Shows tremendous amount of major ups and downs and transformation will occur in the land related area, which is what? Real estate market. Real estate market. And because it's Scorpio, it shows there's a lot of under manipulation and a lot of scandals that are going to be coming to surface related to land and military. And this is probably going to be towards southern direction. Southern direction. Or certain countries in southern direction will manifest. But of course, if you look at other signs, other planets from Jupiter, they themselves represent certain direction related to certain matter. So it's very important. And I'm actually not even saying half the things here regarding just Mars, Ketu, and Moon, but the Jeeva Karka, the planet, which is Jupiter, Graha, is very important to look as to what is going to be getting the fuel and the life. From the ascendant itself, it can show the manifestation of certain karmas brewing and coming about. But how they will happen, what is the purpose behind it? See, Jupiter represents our purpose. This is why it rules the 9th house of Dharma. Dharma is the purpose. So what is a purpose for certain things to be manifesting is why you can just study your own chart. Make your Jupiter the ascendant and read the dasha from there. Whatever dasha you're going through right now, read the dasha from there. Because from Jeeva, Lord Jupiter, how's that dasha manifesting? It's going to show. But like I said, you can look at dasha or the planetary chart from Rahu, Ketu, Sun, Mercury, Venus, from all different types of perspective, but Jupiter becomes very, very important. If you look at 2020 chart, right when 2020 entered and you made Jupiter the ascendant, literally most of the planets were in 1-7 axis. In Sagittarius, it was Ketu, Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn, I believe Mars as well. And 1-7 axis with such placement shows health. Clear indications of body and health. So just if you have a software, just put 2020, January 1, just make time 00 and make Jupiter the ascendant. Read what is happening. It becomes a very karmic axis for the whole world. So this is what I'm going to be discussing in KRS vlogs, for which obviously the link is in the description, or you can go to link here under courses section. Of course, you'll find my books, consultations, and link to my academy here as well, where you'll find other lessons, just KRS vlogs, besides KRS vlogs. Okay. So anyway, guys, thank you very much, and we'll be back to our regular programming tomorrow. Bye-bye.